right, hey everybody, this is Kim Cerrato with another one of our episodes with Conversations with Kim in the Car. So, just want to let everybody know, I'm actually being safe and I'm not driving, because there's the actual driver right there.
I'm driving.
So, it might look like I'm driving, but I'm not. I am practicing safe driving. Haha. You thought I was going to say something else, but no. All right, so let's get down to it. Christy came up with this topic today. She's my partner in crime in real estate investing, and she's my life partner too. Great asset to have from a real estate perspective, and a wonderful partner to have as well. We have a lot of fun doing this, and I asked her, what do you think we should talk about today? So we just had a scenario that has actually not come up for us in the past, although, you know, we're very aware of it, and we thought it would be good to share it so everybody could hear about this and, you know, learn about it, what to do, that kind of thing. And everything worked out in the end, but it could have actually caused the transaction to go south. So this is about when you're signing a contract with a seller. Some folks will actually record a notice indicating that they have a contract, that they have a vested interest in purchasing the property, and they will record that notice at the county's clerk's website. So it is a, you know, it's a legal thing to do. It's viable to do that under the right process and so forth. Obviously the owner should know that that's being done. There should be some conversation there. They should be aware. Ideally, they should sign it. And they should be aware that that's happening. And sellers should also, obviously, ideally know that they shouldn't be signing multiple contracts with different buyers. So in the investment world, that's happening quite a bit, apparently. We have not done a significant amount of wholesaling, but we're stepping into that more now. And we've noticed that sellers are signing multiple contracts, and they don't care. They're just signing them. And then
they don't know.
And maybe they don't know, but some of them may not care, right? And then we find out through word of mouth, maybe, that like somebody else is marketing the property, and we're like, hey, why are you marketing this property? Or maybe they say something about it. We had one a few months ago that I bet you 5 buyers had signed contracts with the seller. So anyways, long and the short of it, we had a property that we actually put under contract. After we had talked to the seller, they said, oh, we'd already put it under contract. So we said, okay, you know, just let us know if you need any help or support. We stayed in touch with them, and at that point we didn't put it under contract. Then they called us back and said, hey, things aren't moving. So we said, hey, do you have a cancellation from your contract? They said yes. They gave us that cancellation, and so we thought, okay, great, we have proof they're not in contract anymore. So we signed a contract with them. What we didn't realize is that they had signed another contract in between the first contract and us. And one of the things that we didn't see in our initial analysis was the recording of that notice. And we signed the contract with them. It was a quick close. They needed cash. We took it to our title company. They ran title, and they didn't find anything. Title came back clean. We got to the day of closing, the morning of, and in another search it came up, a final search. That's typically what they do. So it came up, and we had to address it. Luckily, we knew who the person was, the company, and they graciously released it. No problem, no issues. But it's a good learning experience for you. You know, if you're going to be putting things under contract, you're going to try to go to the closing table. One of the things that you should do is you should search the county records in the county of which you're buying this property, and search for any kind of recording that could cloud the title. Obviously, when you put it under contract and you give it to your attorney or your closing company, you're asking them to do a title search too, and they should uncover that ideally. In this case, it didn't get uncovered. It didn't show up until, I don't know why, but it didn't show up until the very last minute. So, that being said, you should do that ahead of time to make sure that there isn't another contract there. And then you should be educating your sellers. So, if you're a buyer, obviously, and I don't know if I said buyer or seller earlier, but if you're a buyer, you need to do that research. You should also be educating your sellers and letting them know if that's something you intend to do. Then letting them know that, making sure they understand why. And the why would be because you're protecting your right to close the transaction. There are, many reasons to do it. There are reasons.
Do it meaning?
To actually file a notice to say, I have this under contract. But you do need to make sure your seller's aware. You probably would be good practice to make sure that they sign off on it, because it does cloud title, right? So that's very important for you to understand and the sellers to understand. It does cloud the title, which means that until that's released, nobody's going to issue title insurance, and you can't close that deal. So again, usually you can see it, you can find it, but there's a window of time that maybe you can't. And so you might be faced with this, that it comes up, during the closing transaction process, and you'll have to negotiate. You have to ask for a release. Maybe they're going to say, no, I'm not going to release it, and they're going to want money. So that's just something to be aware of, because it could cause your deal to go south at the end of the day. We're blessed. We knew the company. They were honorable. They released it, so we're all good with that. And I just really felt like, and Christy, that was a really good topic. I felt like it was a really good topic to talk about, because you probably don't hear about that very often. And the more you wholesale, the more you do transactions, the more you're going to start experiencing some of these things that you wouldn't normally experience if you're just doing a few deals here and there. So I hope this was a good tip for you, good information. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day, whatever day it is that you're listening to this. So have a great one, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.